What if we say that there is a country that's called North Korea of Africa? Well, that's because of the restrictions there due to its only president since its independence. Yes, Eritrea is the only country in the world that has had the same president since 1993, the year it gained independence. To ensure unhindered rule, the president has to put some restrictions. However, the case is not like North Korea. Even Eritrea is called the Italy of Africa due to its culture and architecture. Restrictions are only to prevent the new president from gaining power. For citizens, the country is one of the safest places. Whether you are roaming the streets day or night and visiting the far-flung areas of the country alone, you will be safe because of the strict security. The people are friendly and innocent, and this makes Eritrea one of the best countries in Africa. But what more should you know about this country? Welcome to a new episode of Black Afric Diary, a channel where we talk about Black African history, culture, arts, and civilization. It's a place where you will see the real picture of Black Africa, its stories, and the events defining it. In this episode, we will tell you things you don't know about Eritrea. Let's get started. Number 1. Asmara's underground tunnels. Asmara is the capital of Eritrea, and beneath its charming streets lies a hidden network of underground tunnels, a legacy from the Italian colonial era. Originally constructed for military purposes, these tunnels were designed to allow Italian forces to move discreetly throughout the city and to store supplies and ammunition. Strategically placed, they connected key locations across Asmara, enabling the Italian military to respond swiftly to potential threats. During the Eritrean War of Independence, these tunnels took on a new and crucial role. They became essential for Eritrean resistance fighters, who used them as secret passageways to evade Ethiopian forces. Locals recount how these tunnels were vital in the guerrilla warfare tactics that ultimately led to Eritrea's independence. Despite their historical importance, the tunnels are largely unknown to tourists. However, for those who do know of them, these underground passages offer a fascinating glimpse into Asmara's layered history, showcasing both its colonial past and the enduring resilience of the Eritrean people. Today, most of the tunnels remain hidden and inaccessible, but locals who are familiar with them speak of their significance with pride. They view these tunnels as symbols of the struggle and sacrifice that paved the way for Eritrea's independence. There are even occasional discussions about preserving these underground passages as part of Asmara's heritage. Number 2. The coffee ceremony. Coffee is cherished in many cultures, but in Eritrea, the traditional coffee ceremony is far more than just a way to enjoy a drink. It's a deeply ingrained social and cultural ritual. This ceremony is a fundamental aspect of Eritrean life, embodying values of hospitality, friendship, and community. It provides a time for families and friends to gather, connect, share stories, and strengthen their bonds. The ceremony begins with the roasting of green coffee beans over an open flame. The rich aroma that fills the room during the roasting process signals the start of a communal gathering. Once the beans are perfectly roasted, they are ground by hand using a mortar and pestle, a method that has been passed down through generations. The ground coffee is then brewed in a jabina, a traditional clay pot with a rounded base and a long spout. The brewing process is slow and deliberate, reflecting the unhurried nature of the ceremony itself. As the coffee simmers, those gathered engage in conversation, catching up on the latest news or simply enjoying each other's company. The first cup is typically offered to an elder or a guest as a sign of respect, and the coffee is often accompanied by snacks such as popcorn or bread. For Eritreans, the coffee ceremony is much more than a daily routine. It's a moment to pause and savor life's simple pleasures in the company of loved ones. Locals take great pride in this tradition, viewing it as a vital part of their cultural identity. It's a practice that bridges generations, with young people learning the art of the coffee ceremony from their elders, ensuring that this cherished tradition continues to thrive. Visitors to Eritrea who are invited to partake in a coffee ceremony are not merely drinking coffee, They are being welcomed into the heart of Eritrean culture. The ceremony offers a window into the values of community, respect, and togetherness that are central to Eritrean society. It's an experience that leaves a lasting impression, providing a deeper understanding of the warmth and hospitality that define the Eritrean people. Number 3. Eritrean Cuisine. While most visitors to Eritrea are familiar with popular dishes like injera and zigni, the rich and varied culinary traditions of the Saho people often remain undiscovered. The Saho, an ethnic group in Eritrea, have a distinctive cuisine deeply connected with their culture and way of life, offering unique flavors and textures that are both satisfying and full of character. One of the standout dishes in Saho cuisine is ga'at, a thick, hearty porridge made from sorghum or wheat flour. The preparation of ga'at is a skillful process, often requiring careful stirring to achieve the perfect consistency. The dish is typically served in a communal bowl with a central well filled with a mix of spicy sauces, clarified butter, and sometimes yogurt. The warm, smooth porridge combined with the tangy yogurt and fiery sauces creates a meal that is as much about sharing and community as it is about nourishment. In Saho households, mealtime is more than just eating. It's an opportunity for family and friends to gather, share stories, and strengthen their bonds. Many Saho dishes are traditionally home-cooked, passed down through generations, and are rarely found in restaurants, making them a special treat for those who have the chance to experience them. Beyond ga'at, Saho cuisine includes a variety of other dishes that reflect the group's pastoralist lifestyle and reliance on locally sourced ingredients. These dishes often include hearty stews and soups made with lamb, goat, or chicken, seasoned with a unique blend of spices distinctive to Saho culture. Flatbreads, similar to injera but made with different grains, are often served alongside these meals. In addition to these traditional dishes, tourists can also enjoy non-traditional foods, from pizzas, burgers, and fried chicken, to everything. However, it's quite surprising for tourists to come to Eritrea and still eat the same food they can eat on normal days. Number 4. Dahlak Archipelago's hidden islands. The Dahlak Archipelago, a stunning group of islands off the coast of Eritrea in the Red Sea, is known for its breathtaking natural beauty, vibrant marine life, and rich history. While many tourists flock to the more accessible islands like Dahlak Kabir, the largest in the archipelago, locals are well aware of smaller, lesser-known islands that offer an even more secluded and pristine experience. These hidden gems are often untouched by the commercial side of tourism, providing a rare chance to explore nature in its purest form. For those seeking adventure off the beaten path, these islands offer unspoiled beaches with soft, white sand and crystal-clear waters, perfect for relaxing in solitude, far from the crowds. The peaceful isolation of these islands creates an environment where the only sounds are the gentle waves and the occasional call of seabirds. The underwater world surrounding these islands is just as captivating. The coral reefs are full of marine life, making them ideal for snorkeling or diving. The reefs are home to diverse species, including colorful fish, sea turtles, and occasionally dolphins. Because these areas are less frequented by tourists, the coral remains in excellent condition, offering an underwater landscape that rivals some of the world's most famous diving spots. Locals take great pride in these hidden islands, viewing them as a natural treasure that few outsiders ever get to experience. They may share stories of the archipelago's rich history, including its role as an ancient trading hub, or point out remnants of old settlements that still dot some of the islands. For those lucky enough to explore these hidden islands with a local guide, the experience is truly unique. It's an opportunity to connect with nature in a way that's increasingly rare in the modern world, where the beauty of the natural environment is not just seen but felt. This connection to the land and sea is a fundamental part of the local way of life, and sharing it with visitors is a way to preserve and celebrate this tradition. Exploring the less visited islands of the Dahlak Archipelago is more than just a simple getaway. It's an immersion into the untouched beauty and tranquility that define this remote part of the world. It's a journey that leaves travelers with lasting memories and a deep appreciation for the hidden wonders of Eritrea. Number 5. Asmara's cultural blend. When visiting Asmara, tourists often notice the city's striking Italian influence, evident in its architecture, cafes, and urban layout. However, the cultural richness of Asmara goes far beyond its Italian heritage. Locals appreciate that the city's identity is shaped by a unique blend of Middle Eastern, African, and European elements, reflecting its diverse history and strategic location at the crossroads of various civilizations. This cultural fusion is particularly visible in Asmara's bustling markets. Here, you can find a vibrant mix of spices that highlight both African and Middle Eastern culinary traditions, from the deep, earthy notes of berber and cumin to the fragrant allure of cardamom and cinnamon. The textiles on display also tell a story of Asmara's multicultural history, featuring traditional African patterns alongside designs influenced by Middle Eastern aesthetics, all sold alongside goods that hint at the European tastes brought by Italian colonists. As you wander through the city, you will encounter a blend of languages, foods, and customs that have coexisted for centuries. Food stalls offer Italian-inspired pastries next to traditional Eritrean dishes, while the sounds of Tigrinya, Arabic, and Italian fill the air in the busy streets. This mix creates a city that is both cosmopolitan and deeply rooted in its diverse heritage, offering visitors a unique glimpse into the complex cultural dynamics that define Asmara. Number 6. The sacred sites of Debebesen. Debebesen is a monastery perched high on a mountain overlooking the town of Nefiset, standing as one of Eritrea's most sacred and historically significant sites. While it's widely recognized as a pilgrimage destination for Eritreans, the significance of Debebesen goes far beyond its spiritual role. Founded in the 14th century by Abune Philippos, Debebesen has long been a center for learning, meditation, and retreat. For centuries, it has served as a stronghold of Eritrean Orthodox Christianity, safeguarding a wealth of ancient manuscripts and religious relics that are rarely, if ever, shown to outsiders. Among these are some of the earliest Christian texts written in Ge'ez, the liturgical language of the Eritrean Orthodox Church, offering invaluable insights into the region's religious and cultural history. The journey to Debebesen is a spiritual practice in itself. The steep and challenging path to the monastery symbolizes the pilgrim's dedication and devotion. Upon reaching the summit, visitors are not only greeted with breathtaking views of the surrounding landscape, but also with a profound sense of peace that permeates the monastery. The monks who live here do so in seclusion, dedicating their lives to prayer, study, and the preservation of these ancient traditions. For those who visit, Debebesen offers more than just a religious experience. It's a connection to Eritrea's deep spiritual roots, a place where the past and present merge in a sacred space that remains largely untouched by the outside world. Number 7. Traditional Gebi. In rural Eritrea, particularly among the Tigrinya and other ethnic groups, the tradition of living in communal houses, known as Gebi, remains a vital part of social life. These large, multi-family homes are more than just places to live. They are the heart of Eritrean communal living, where extended families reside together, share resources, and support one another. A Gebi typically houses multiple generations under one roof, with each family unit having its own space while sharing common areas like the kitchen and courtyard. This living arrangement fosters a strong sense of collective responsibility and mutual aid, as family members work together to manage household duties, care for the young and elderly, and contribute to the overall well-being of the community. This way of life is deeply embedded in Eritrean culture, reflecting core values of kinship, solidarity, and respect for elders. In a Gebi, decisions are often made collectively, with significant weight given to the input of the older generation. This communal approach helps maintain social harmony and ensures that the knowledge and traditions of the elders are passed down to younger members. For many Eritreans, the Gebi is more than just a home. It's a symbol of their identity and heritage. Despite the pressures of modernization and urbanization, the practice of communal living persists, especially in rural areas, where family and community ties remain strong. Tourists visiting Eritrea might not be aware of this aspect of Eritrean life, as Gebi are not commonly highlighted in travel guides or visible in urban areas. However, understanding the role of Gebi in Eritrean society offers deeper insight into the values that shape the daily lives of many Eritreans, highlighting the importance of community and shared responsibility in their culture. Before we continue further, tell us, are you enjoying the video? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black Africa. Let's continue now. Number 8. Traditional festivals. While tourists in Eritrea might witness the lively public festivities of major celebrations like Meskel or Eritrean Independence Day, the true depth of these events is best understood through the eyes of locals. For Eritreans, these festivals are far more than just public holidays. They are deeply spiritual and cultural occasions that strengthen the bonds between people, their heritage, and their community. Take Meskel, for example, a Christian festival that commemorates the discovery of the True Cross by Queen Helena in the 4th century. Tourists might see the large bonfires and processions in public squares, but the heart of Meskel lies in the intimate family gatherings that happen across the country. Families build small bonfires known as Demera and gather around them to sing traditional songs and share stories that have been passed down through generations. These stories often carry themes of religious significance, historical events, and moral lessons, serving to reinforce community bonds and preserve cultural knowledge. Eritrean Independence Day, celebrated on May 24th, is another event rich in tradition. Beyond the official parades and speeches, locals celebrate with dances, music, and rituals that reflect the diverse cultures within Eritrea. Each ethnic group brings its unique flair to the celebration, showcasing distinct attire, songs, and dance styles. These cultural expressions honor the sacrifices made during the struggle for independence and celebrate the unity and diversity of the nation. For locals, these festivals are more than just annual events. They are living connections to their history, faith, and community. The deep-rooted traditions that accompany these celebrations are integral to Eritrean identity. While tourists might catch a glimpse of the surface, the true significance lies in the private, familial observances that keep these traditions alive. Number 9. The influence of traditional medicine. In Eritrea, traditional medicine continues to play a crucial role in everyday life, especially in rural areas where access to modern healthcare can be limited. Traditional healers, known locally as tsehai, are highly respected in their communities. They use a variety of natural remedies, including herbs, roots, and minerals, to treat common ailments. For instance, a mixture of garlic, honey, and herbs might be prescribed for respiratory issues, while aloe vera and other plants are applied to heal wounds or skin conditions. These remedies are based on knowledge passed down through generations and are carefully tailored to each patient's needs. Beyond herbal treatments, traditional medicine in Eritrea also incorporates spiritual practices. Healers may perform rituals to ward off evil spirits or restore balance within the body and mind, especially for ailments believed to have spiritual or emotional roots. This approach is grounded in the belief that true healing requires treating the whole person, body, spirit, and mind. Number 10. Eritreans use patronymics rather than family names. In Eritrea, the concept of a family name as it's understood in many Western cultures doesn't exist. Instead, Eritreans use a patronymic system, where a person's second name is typically their father's first name, and the third name is their grandfather's first name. This naming convention reflects the importance of lineage and family ties in Eritrean society. When a child is born, they are given a unique first name, which they are primarily known by throughout their lives. To distinguish between individuals with the same first name, the father's name is used as a second name, and the grandfather's name might be included in official documents. This means that each generation within a family can have different names, as the patronymic changes with each new generation. This system also means that married women do not change their names after marriage. They retain the patronymic they were born with. reflecting their father's lineage rather than adopting their husband's name. This practice is also observed in neighboring Ethiopia and in other cultures around the world, such as in Iceland, Somalia, and Mongolia. As the Eritrean diaspora grows, especially in Western countries, many Eritreans have adapted to local naming conventions. Often, this involves using the third name, the grandfather's name, as a family surname, which is then passed on to the next generation. In these cases, the father's name may become a middle name, blending Eritrean traditions with Western practices. Number 11, no internet and Wi-Fi. In Eritrea, internet access is extremely limited, and Wi-Fi is almost non-existent in most parts of the country. This is primarily due to government restrictions that severely limit the availability and speed of internet services. As a result, getting online is challenging, and very few people have regular access to the internet. This lack of connectivity makes many services that are common elsewhere, such as ATM transactions and online booking, nearly impossible to use in Eritrea. In addition to restricted internet access, SIM cards are tightly controlled and not readily available to the general public. This further complicates communication within the country, as mobile phone services are also limited. Because of these restrictions, tasks that people in other countries typically handle online, like booking hotels, purchasing tickets, or making banking transactions, must be done in person in Eritrea. This situation means that in Eritrea, everything from financial transactions to travel arrangements must be managed face-to-face. Both visitors and residents need to visit banks, offices, and service providers directly to accomplish tasks that would normally be done online elsewhere. This reflects Eritrea's unique circumstances, where digital access is minimal and personal interactions are essential for getting things done. Number 12. Asmara is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Asmara, the capital of Eritrea, stands as a living museum of modernist architecture, reflecting its history under Italian colonial rule for over half a century. In the 1930s, the city earned the nickname Little Rome due to its significant Italian population and the remarkable collection of modernist buildings that defined its landscape. Italian architects in Asmara were granted a rare freedom to experiment, unbound by the strict aesthetic norms that prevailed in Europe at the time. This creative liberty transformed the city into a hub of architectural innovation, resulting in around 400 modernist structures. In 2017, Asmara's unique architectural heritage was officially recognized when the entire city was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This achievement was the result of years of dedicated effort by Eritrean authorities, who sought to preserve and highlight the cultural and historical significance of the city's buildings. Exploring Asmara's modernist treasures offers a fascinating journey through this distinctive period in architectural history. Among the standout examples is the Barzili building, with its round windows and unusual shape like an old radio set. Another gem is Cinema Impero, an Art Deco marvel reflecting Mussolini's grand ambitions, adorned by 45 porthole lamps. Remarkably, this cinema still screens films today. Perhaps the most iconic structure in Asmara is the Fiat Tagliero building, which boasts 15-meter-long wings that give it the appearance of a futuristic aircraft. When it was unveiled in 1938, many doubted its structural integrity, but it has endured, becoming a symbol of Asmara's modernist legacy. Number 13. A journey back in time on the Italian steam locomotive. Traveling in Eritrea presents a unique opportunity to step back in time, especially when you board the country's historic steam railway. This old train, originally built during the Italian colonial era, serves as one of the primary means of transport for tourists, offering a journey that feels like a living history lesson, one that only the older generation of Eritreans would remember from the colonial days. The steam train moves at a leisurely pace of about 10 kilometers per hour, providing a charming and observable ride through the Eritrean countryside. It primarily operates during peak tourist seasons, particularly around Western holidays. If you visit Eritrea during these times, you will likely find yourself sharing the train with many other tourists. Depending on your perspective, This influx of foreigners can either enhance the experience by adding a sense of shared adventure or detract from the authenticity of the journey. Number 14. Eritrea Religion. Eritrea is a country rich in religious diversity, where Christianity and Islam are the two main faiths. The Eritrean Orthodox Church is the largest Christian denomination in the country and plays a central role in the spiritual lives of many Eritreans. With roots dating back to the 4th century, it stands as one of the oldest Christian traditions in the world. The church is renowned for its beautiful liturgies, ancient manuscripts, and its crucial role in preserving Eritrean culture and identity. Sunni Islam is another major religion in Eritrea, with a significant presence, particularly in the eastern and coastal regions. The practice of Islam here emphasizes community and tradition, with mosques serving as vital centers for worship and social gatherings. The Roman Catholic Church, though smaller in comparison to the Orthodox Church, has a strong and respected presence in Eritrea. It plays a significant role in education and healthcare, with its schools and hospitals being highly regarded. The Evangelical Church of Eritrea is a recognized Protestant denomination with a growing following. Known for its vibrant worship services and active community outreach, it continues to expand its influence across the country. Religion is a vibrant part of daily life in Eritrea, with religious festivals marking some of the most important events of the year. For Christians, holidays like Christmas, Easter, and Meskel are celebrated with church services, family gatherings, and communal feasts. These celebrations are rich with traditional music, dance, and elaborate meals that bring communities together in joyous reflection. For Muslims, significant holidays such as Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha are occasions of communal prayer, acts of charity, and festive meals. These events are not only spiritually meaningful, but also strengthen the bonds of family and community. Number 15. The ancient kingdom of Axum. Eritrea's history is deeply connected to the ancient kingdom of Axum, one of the great civilizations of the ancient world. The kingdom of Axum, which flourished from around 100 AD to 940 AD, included the region of present-day Tigray in Ethiopia and parts of Eritrea. Axum was a powerful trading empire, strategically located on trade routes between the Roman Empire and the Middle East, making it a crucial center of commerce. Axum was renowned for its wealth, culture, and architectural achievements, including the famous obelisks and stelae that still stand today. The kingdom played a key role in the spread of Christianity in the region, and is often associated with historical legends such as the Queen of Sheba and the Ark of the Covenant. Axum's influence extended well beyond its borders, shaping the history and culture of the entire Horn of Africa. Number 16. The Tank Graveyard in Asmara. Asmara is home to a haunting reminder of Eritrea's turbulent past. The Tank Graveyard. This site is filled with old military tanks, trucks, and other vehicles left over from the Eritrean War of Independence, one of Africa's longest and most brutal conflicts. The war, which lasted from 1961 until 1991, ultimately led to Eritrea's independence from Ethiopia. This tank graveyard is a silent testament to the heavy toll of war, with rusting ammunition and Soviet-era vehicles scattered across the area. In some cases, local families have repurposed shipping containers within the graveyard as makeshift homes, demonstrating the resilience and resourcefulness of the Eritrean people. This site stands as a powerful symbol of both the country's struggle for independence and the challenges it continues to face today. Would you like to visit Eritrea and experience the safety and lovely places it offers? Isn't it true that the people there are friendly and innocent, making the trip so wholesome? In the comment section right below, share your thoughts on what you would like to do in Eritrea. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We bring videos on Black Africa, its history, rich arts and culture, and things the world should know about. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.